Hello guys, here on the 14th part of creating an online food store using Angular, we want to convert this not so cool cart page into this much more beautiful shape using CSS. Watch this video to the end if you'd like to know how. The first thing that we want to do in this session is adding some of these foods to the cart by default. So when we refresh this page, we always have them here so we can do all the stylings without any problem. Because for styling, we need a lot of refreshes. And if you do refresh on a temporary JavaScript field, it's going to be lost. Okay, we don't want to go to the main page, add food, change a style. You know, it's a lot of work. We need some mock data. Okay, let's do this first. Jump into the code. Here from the Explorer, inside the src folder, app folder, we need to open up the cart page. Inside the cart page, we need to add food service here because we want to add some food to the cart service each time we load this component. So we need some food. Where should we get the food? From the food service, okay? But keep in mind, it's just temporary. At the end of this session, we need to remove it. And let's add private food service and food service. Okay, we have the food service here. Let's put all the foods inside the variable. Let foods equal to food service dot get all. Okay, the get all function inside the food service will give us all the foods. Now we need to just call the add to cart function inside the cart service and pass some of these foods as the parameter to that function. Let's do it. Cart service dot add to cart. And for the food, we just need to select some indexes of foods variable here. For the first one, I want to write foods 1. Let's duplicate it. 3 foods are enough. 3 and 4. That's fine. But keep in mind, it shouldn't be bigger than the whole number of the foods that you have because it will return an error. Okay, let's see the result. As you can see, now by default, we have 3 foods inside the cart page. So even if we refresh the page, it will not gonna get removed. So let's get back to the code. Close the cart page component. For now, we don't have anything to do with cart page component TS file. We need to open cart page component HTML file and cart page component CSS file because this session is about CSS styles. Okay, first of all, inside the HTML file, we forgot to do something. We need to put the whole thing inside the flex box, but these items doesn't have any parents, so we need to put them inside a div. Okay, let's write div and let's copy everything and put them inside this div. The class of this div should be container because it's a container of everything. Okay, let's jump into the cart page CSS file. We have a lot of flex boxes here, from the container to the sub elements of cart page. So let's start with the container. Let's write container. Its display should be flex. Flex wrap should be a wrap because they shouldn't be stick together on a single line. Align items should be flex start because by default the align items are stretch. And since the panel of cart items and the checkout doesn't have same height, we want them to start from the top with the specific height. If we set it to default, they're gonna have same height, but they shouldn't. So that's the reason that we used flex start here. And it should have a little bit of margin from all sides, 1.5 rem. It's fine. Let's see the result. As you can see, we have the UI panel here and we have the checkout panel here. Perfect. Let's go for the next step, that is giving a style to the cart items. Inside the code, we only have one UL here, and that's the container of our cart items. So we can use UL for the cart items container, okay? Its display is flex. It's a flex box. Items inside the column start from the top and then go to the bottom. So it's a column, it's not a row, okay? So flex direction should be column. The UL here is a child of container and it should take most of the page. So its flex number should be bigger than the checkout. So we need to write flex 3 or the grow should grow 3 times bigger than the checkout panel, and it shouldn't shrink. Okay, the shrink gonna be 0. It's justify content space evenly. There should be an even space between the items inside the UL. It should have a border, 1 pixel, solid, and this color FF BB. Okay. It should have a border radius 1 rem. We want to remove that bullet from the left side of the UL. So list style type, just like before, should be none. Should have a little bit of margin, 0.5 rem. And 0 padding. Padding, 0. That's fine. Let's look at the result. Now we have this beautiful border radius here. I know it's not so much beautiful. We have so many things to do. Now we need to work on the LI. LI contains the image of the food, name of the food, quantity, price, and the remove button. Okay, let's go to the code and work on the LI. Inside the code, we need to write UL, LI, select all the LIs inside the UL. Its display should be flex, justify content, space, around. So the items inside the LI should be far from each other as much as possible. Align items should be center. Flex wrap should be wrap. And there should be a border bottom for having a separator between the cart items. So border bottom, 1 pixel, very thin, solid, and this color. E4, E4, E4. Let's see the cart page. As you can see, we have them on a single line, not as a column. And we have this beautiful separator between the items. But there is a problem. If you look at here, we don't want this border bottom for the last item because the border of the UL is the bottom border of the last item. So this border bottom will just make it a little bit ugly. Let's try to remove it. We need to write UL, LI, and a special selector, last child. This will only select the last item that matches this selector. So it's gonna select the last cart item. Okay? Now we just need to write border none. So we're gonna remove the border of last child of the cart items. If we look at the result, we could see that there is no border bottom at all. And that's what we want. Now it's time to work on the image. It is so big. It should be very small, a round shape image inside the cart items. Let's do it. Okay, right. UL, LI, IMG. Its width should be 5 rem. Its height should be 5 rem too. We want it to be round shape. So let's set the border radius to a very, very big number, 100 rem. So we could make sure that it's gonna make it as round as possible. The object fit should be cover. It means we don't want to lose the aspect ratio, just like how we did for the food page. Okay? We should crop the image and show it without losing its aspect ratio. Let's look at the result. Finally, a little bit more beautiful. Okay, let's continue. If you look at the code, we have all the elements of the cart item inside the div. So we want these divs to have some padding. Okay, let's do it. Inside here, let's write UL li div and give it a padding of 1 rem. Okay, let's see the result. As you can see, it's much better, but we still have a problem. Since the name of the foods doesn't have same length, we need to give them some default flex spaces, so they're gonna be shown very neat and beautiful. The first item here, the image, doesn't have that flex spaces because the images are always the same and the size of this will not affect the places of images, okay? We need to say, give everything a flex basis except the first child. Let's see how we want to do it. Let's select all the divs inside the li once again. Then we need to write colon not colon first dash child. It means we want all the divs inside the li except the first one. Let's set the flex basis to 18%. Okay, let's see how it's gonna be. Perfect. Now we have everything neat and on its own line. Very good. Now we want to work on this select box. It doesn't match this UI. Let's work on it. Let's select it first. UL, LI, select. Its width should be a little bit bigger, 3 rem. It shouldn't have outline and border. So outline and border should be none. But it should have a very thin border bottom. So border bottom should be 1 pixel, solid, and light gray. Its font size should be slightly bigger. So font size 1.1 rem. And its font should be very, very thin. So let's set its font weight to 100. The thinnest font weight possible. Let's look at the results. Okay, we have this beautiful shape select box. Okay, I know, at least it's better than before. The price has a good shape. We don't want to touch it, but the remove button doesn't match this theme. Okay, let's change it a little bit. Let's write ul.remove button. Its border radius should be 1 rem. It should be round shape. It shouldn't have any border. Border none. Should have a little bit of padding. 0.5 rem. Its color should be hash E72929. I want to decrease its opacity. So let's set the opacity 0.7. It is useful when you want to write the hover effects CSS selector, because there you can set the opacity to 1 and it will give the user the vibe of interaction, okay? And it shouldn't have any outline, just like before. Let's write ul remove button hover. So when we hover our mouse, its opacity should be 1, as I told you before, and the cursor should be pointer. So it's gonna be pointer shape. Let's look at the result. Here we have this beautiful remove button. When we do remove, it works perfectly. I think we're done with the cart items. Now it's time for jumping into the checkout panel. Let's start with the checkout itself. Let's select the checkout class. Its display should be flex, so it's a flex box. Its flex direction should be column. Justify content, space between. Align items, be center. Its flex grow should be 1/3 in compared to cart item, so flex should be 1. The flex of cart item is 3, and its flex shrink should be 3, so it should shrink more when there is not enough room. Its height should be 20 rem. It should have a similar border to the cart items container. UL border 1 pixel solid and hash FFBBB. Okay, border radius 1 rem. Its padding 0.5 rem. Margin should be 0.5 rem too. Let's look at the result. We have this beautiful round shaped rectangle here. We have 2 divs here, count of the foods and the price. Let's work on it and make these items a little bit bigger. Scroll down a little bit. Let's write checkout. First of all, div child of the checkout. Its font size should be a little bit bigger. Margin 1 rem. Its flex should be 3. Since we don't have the bottom, it will not do anything here, but once we add the bottom, it's gonna take effect. Should be bigger than the bottom, okay? Display, flex, it's a flex box, flex direction, column, justify content, center, the line items, flex start. Let's see the results. As you can see, they are on the middle. The top one, that is food count, should have a little bit of margin bottom. Let's add it. Checkout. Foods count margin bottom 1.5 rem. Let's see the result. I know that you think that this space is too much, but let's add the pseudo element selectors. We need to write a count here and price colon 33. Okay, we need to add these 2 pseudo element selectors. Let's do it. Scroll down. Checkout foods count colon before it we need to add a content of count, and its color shouldn't be that much dark, should be gray. Same thing with the total price. Checkout total price colon before content should be price, and the color should be gray. See the result? As you can see, now they are much more beautiful, in my opinion at least. Once again. Okay, we're done here. Let's just remove the code that we added at the beginning of this session. Inside the code, inside the cart page component, remove private food service, remove these things. Just keep this.set cart. Let's look at the result. We don't have anything here because, as I told you, we keep everything inside the local JavaScript variable. But this is exactly the problem. When there is no cart item inside the cart, nothing should be shown. Or we should show something like the cart is empty and get back to the main page, something like that. in the next session, if we want to implement that, it is also useful when you search for something, for example, something that is not exist here, for example, TTT. When there is nothing, it shouldn't be an empty page. It should be nothing found and get back to the main page or something like that. Okay? So in the next session, we want to implement that. So stay tuned for the next session. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button to not miss the future videos. You've been watching Code with Nasir, and I hope to see you next time.